anything the girls wanted when they come to the house,
They got it.
they got.
Joanne and Adrian and Alex and Kalia, they were all reported missing. Gary reported them missing the end of April.
Mm-hmm. It was like April.
Just a couple of weeks. Were you in Mississippi? What was going on? I mean, because you...
I went into the mental hospital April the 28th, and I stayed until May the 1st. I stayed in contact with my mother-in-law, Miss Mary, in which I didn't know nothing about the FBI, TBI, none of that being involved. I get out of the hospital May the 1st, and I did talk with Adam a couple of times on the phone. And he was like, you need to hurry up and come home, you need to hurry up and come home. And I'm like, okay, but first I've got to get straight before I can come home.
What was wrong with you?
I found out my granny had cancer, and then my medicine just was not working. Because I went in December 31st of 2000. Yeah, I think it was. Because me and him got in a bad fight. I mean, I had the cops called on me. Miss Mary had to call the cops on me because he come out of the bedroom. We had all 3 girls at the house. They wanted to do a New Year's dinner. Okay, but I'm going to decide who's coming in my house because I'm really picky about who comes in my house. Well, Adam decides to let all these other little neighbor people come in the house. There was one time I counted over 50 people in my house, which it was a decent-sized double wide. But 50 people? No, half of them drinking.
And you got to feed them all.
Yes. And I got to feed all these people, and I've got to clean up after all these. And I had a 1-year-old, 2 2-year-olds, then Kalia and Alex and Adrian, all of them. He starts drinking at lunchtime. By 3 o'clock, he's drunk. He comes out, he starts cussing his mama, starts cussing me. Okay, I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to fuss at you right now. We'll discuss this tomorrow.
Sure.
Well, then whenever he comes back out and he says, well, I'm going to kill you. You better not go to sleep tonight because I'm going to kill you. And then he starts cussing his mama again. Okay, yes, I did snap. I did hit him. And I told my attorney, I said, I was aiming to hurt him. I said, because once I got to the point of getting threatened every night, and I had to sleep with my bedroom door blocked, well, I ain't got to worry about him coming in. Yeah, it's time to do something. In which I sent him the text message telling him he was down there at Gary and M's. I sent him the text message of, I'm fixing to file the papers. I'm fixing to go talk with the attorney and draw up the papers on divorcing you. I can't do this no more. I'm trying to better my life, and you're steady turning to alcohol every single day when you know we've done discussed this, and I don't care if you drink on the weekends, but when you do it 24/7, no, we got problems.
You spent an awful lot of time with Gary and Joanne, didn't you? What was going on there? I mean, do you think he and Joanne had something going?
Truthfully, I do. I really do. Because, I mean, Adrian come to me one day, and she told me, she said, Teresa, me and her was going to the little store down the road in Mississippi. She said, whatever I tell you, it's got to stay between me and you. She said, don't go back and confront Adam. Don't go back and confront Mama. Okay, sure. Don't get mad. Okay, sure, no problems. Well, before we left, I caught Mama and Adam kissing. Okay, was it a friendly kiss or was it a kiss? To me, it was a kiss. Well, I've caught them before hugging. And I'm like, okay. And then they started, well, he's spending weeks, months with them. Something's got to be going on. Then he wants to go out and try and get Viagra. Okay, if me and you ain't doing that, then who are you doing it with? And you're staying there at her house? I mean, it's not taking a rocket scientist to put pieces together on that.
So you and Adam were not having a sexual relationship?
No. The last time we did was 2005. And he chose it. And I was like, no, this is part of marriage to me. Nope, don't want it. Okay, cool. That ain't gonna bother me. Whatever, I don't care. And then, I mean.
But because you were left holding the bag with Mary and Johnny,
Mhm.
you were there to care for them and help
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Adam would come and go as he wanted
Yes.
in Mississippi.
Yes.
You spent a lot of time in Mississippi.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it got to the point where Adam called me up, and I called him up one day. I said, I'm going to come and see the girls. I said, I've got gas money. Gas is already in my Cherokee. I said, I'm going to come and visit the girls this weekend. I've got them some stuff. And I just want to come and chit-chat with them for a little bit. Come and see Gary and them. No, you're not allowed at this house. Since when are you the boss of Gary and them's house? Gary and them ain't texting me and told me I'm not allowed there. Well, I said you ain't allowed here at this house. Okay, cool. But don't call me when you want me to come down there and help you do something. Don't call me when Gary and them leaves for me to come down there, because it ain't going to happen.
Now, how did you get to know Joanne and Gary?
Gary was married to Adam's sister. Pam. And they lived beside us when me and Adam first got together. Joanne was married to Mark when me and Adam first got together. Joanne was going with Adam, like, before me and him got together. And supposedly them two was supposed to be engaged. I don't know on that part. That truth never come out on that. But it's like, she just did one of my numbers, because whenever they told me that, I was like, okay, because see, I testified on Joanne's behalf in court for her and Mark to get divorced. And Adam testified on Gary's behalf. And then a couple of months later, Gary and Joanne ends up together. And I'm like, hey, this is like a big soap opera. Yeah.
Do you think Adam fathered any of those girls?
At first, he told me Alex was his. But then looking back on it, I'm like, she really don't look like you growing up. She looks more like Mark in the face. And her personality is more Mark's than Adam's. So, I mean, I don't think so. No.
Well, you are here in prison on first-degree murder charges.
Mm-hmm. Second degree.
Second degree. I'm sorry, that's right.
Yeah. Second degree murder charges. And
how did you get those charges?
honestly, I don't know. I mean, that's completely dumbfounded on me, because I mean, I didn't know nothing about that. Okay, I did own up to the kidnapping part. Okay.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that whole sequence of events.
Okay. I knew about the kidnapping part because he come to me, we'll say it was like a couple of days before it happened. And he told me, he said, you're going to Tennessee with me. We left the house, it was like April the 25th, early in the morning. And he said, we're going to Whiteville, no questions asked. If you start asking questions, I'm going to kill you. Okay, but what are we going to Whiteville for to begin with? We're going to kidnap the girls. Hey, what girls are you talking about? Because I'm being dumbfounded, because I'm like, hey, Adrian and them's all fixing to leave to go to Arizona. You're supposed to be here helping them go to Arizona. The last time they moved to Arizona, I had to take you and drop you off. Okay, so why ain't we using the Dakota where I can go and take you instead of Durango, because, you know, I don't like driving your vehicles. And he was like, well, we're going to kidnap them as soon as they get off the bus, or before they get on the school bus, because Gary and Joanne don't watch them get on the bus. Okay, one, I don't think that was true, because I've been there before when I used to ride the school bus. And we get there, and it was early in the morning. Teresa Lynn had to go to court the next day. And he told me, he said, you're not allowed out of the vehicle whatsoever. You have to stay covered up from head to toe underneath 3 blankets. Cannot move, cannot talk, no communication with nobody. I'm in the back of the Durango. Laying down, did not get to use the bathroom until about midnight. So I'm having to hold my pee-pee all day long. The only thing I had to eat was a jar of pickles. Nothing. I had a hot soda that I brought with me. April the 26th at midnight, I told him, I said, look, I don't care what you want to do, but this ain't cool. You fixing to take me back to Mississippi where I can do what I got to do in Mississippi. He's like, I done told you, you know this. You say another word, I'm going to kill you. Okay.
Where were they? Did you kidnap the girls at this point?
No, not at this point. That night, I had to say it was about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. He tells me, get up front. Get in the driver's seat.
Where are y'all parked in the driveway, or where are you?
Gary's shop is right here. The house is
Right,
right here.
yeah, right.
And we was right there underneath the little lean-to where the Durango was backed in like towards the woods.
And y'all were just sitting there all night in the car?
I was. He would go in the house, do whatever he wanted to do. He would go off with Gary, go off with Joanne and Gary.
So you laid there in the Durango
Yes.
for...
A day and a half, 2 days, just about it. I had a bad nosebleed. I'm talking about bad nosebleed. And the FBI took my shirt because it had the blood stain on it. And I told them, like, that's my blood. You can test. I don't care. I know. And I kind of wiggled a little bit. He come to the Durango. He said, I told you to be still. I said, ooh, my nose is bleeding. I've done got way too hot in this vehicle. Oh, it's going to be taken care of here in a little bit. Okay. Well, next thing I know, he's back in the vehicle about 9 o'clock that evening. And I'm like, what are you doing now? He said, I'm fixing Gary and Joanne's drink. Okay. What are y'all drinking? Oh, we're going to drink a tequila sunrise. I'm going to put some Vaseline and this in it because he said that people in Mississippi told him that that would knock them out where they will not wake up for a while.
Vaseline.
Yes, eye drops.
Visine.
Visine.
Yeah, the eye drops. And he put that and, what else? 4 different types of medication in there. And he went in the house. He come back out. He told me to get in the driver's seat. No questions asked. Here comes Alex. She gets in the passenger floorboard in the back. And he's carrying Kalia and puts her behind the driver's seat. Alex pretty much knew what was going to happen because she did confess to me later on that she knew about everything. That she went to him and told him, I want this done, and I want it done this way. Because supposedly her and Gary was having problems. I don't know.
Joanne?
No, Alex. Because
Alex is the middle daughter.
Yeah, the middle girl, Alexandria.
Right.
She told me that she knew all about this a year ago, which did
The
not,
kidnapping plan?
yeah, which did not surprise me. But I mean, whenever I've got a kid coming to me telling me this, I'm like, okay, I don't believe you because that just don't make sense to me. Why would you? Yeah. And then
She's only 12.
she was.
So
Whenever she comes
So
to
she went and voluntarily got in the car,
Yeah.
but he was carrying Kylie.
Kalia, yes,
Was he carrying her over his shoulder, or
had her like a
She was still alive.
Kalia was.
Kylie was alive
The baby.
anyway?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
Well,
baby.
where were Adrian and Joanne?
Adrian and Joanne was in the house.
At Gary, in Gary's, in the trailer there.
Yeah, the house. He tells me, take the girls down the road. Alright, so we go down the road. Kalia says, I gotta use the bathroom. Okay, so I find us a little curving little road, because I know the little back roads there in Whiteville.
So Alex and Kylie are with you.
Yeah, they're with me the whole entire time.
Meanwhile, Adam and Joanne and Gary.
Gary and Adrian is still at the house with Teresa Lynn and Zoe. Because Teresa Lynn and Zoe was living with Gary and them at the time. I come back,
Teresa's Joanne's oldest daughter.
no, that's Gary's
Gary's.
stepdaughter. That's Pam's,
Pam and
Gary's daughter.
gotcha.
I come back, that's Adam's niece, Teresa Lynn.
By marriage. Well, no, because Pam and
Adam.
And Joanne married.
That was